Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making news this morning as coronavirus crackdowns continue, the United States now leads the world in both cases and deaths with more than 246,000 fatalities.
And here in the city, we're hovering around 50 degrees, but in some places it is chilly this morning. Mike's forecast is coming up. Good morning to you. It's Monday. It is already November 16th.
I'm so happy to be here this Monday morning. You know, as that cold front was coming in yesterday, I know, Mike, you're going to disagree with this. I put up my Christmas decorations.
Nothing wrong with that. A lot of folks did this weekend, and some others even already have theirs up.
I know you're a hard Thanksgiving guy, though. Oh, you're okay with it now?
I started putting mine up yesterday, too.
Oh, okay, great. I thought you were going to be disappointed in me.
Oh, no. And friends were posting pictures as well. Then.
It just
like,
felt
hey,
right.
Heck, you know?
Well, remember, because of the pandemic, people started putting trees up this summer.
Right.
Just to kind of lighten things up.
You do you.
That's right.
We deserve a break.
And plus, it's going to feel like putting your decorations up today because it is cold out there. Yeah, not just chilly, but downright cold in some areas this morning. We've got clear skies. It is beautiful out there. Look at that now. Kerrville and Comfort, a pair of 32s, 36 Bernie Stage and Bandera. So we do have a couple of freezing temperatures. We're at 52 right now. And it's a little bit cooler over there. Helotes and Port SA both at 46 degrees. We'll continue to cool down a couple of more notches. We don't have much of a breeze out there right now, and bone dry air. Dew point temperatures are down in the 20s and 30s. I mean, it's even below what this scale says right there. So that's why it cools off. Dry air doesn't hold the heat in as well, warms up nicely. We're going to gain about 30 degrees throughout the course of the day. Mold is on the low side this morning, and we're going to drop down. I'm going for 45 when it's all said and done here in town. Clear, cold, light wind, and then big warm up. 73 for a high temperature. Beautiful the next couple of days. It will start to get a little bit warmer, though, as we head in toward the end of the week. We'll see if we can squeeze out any rain anywhere as well. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now this Monday morning. Here is an extra special treat. We get Nick this morning.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to be here on a Monday, but I'm a little more sleepier today. All right, we got a lot of green on the screen. Nothing to worry about out there. My buddy Ishmael said that at TransGuide, no construction. Had an accident here on I-10 in Huebner, but that's since cleared up literally seconds ago, so good news there. If you're going eastbound I-10, here is there. I-10 at Huebner looks good, and all around the city is looking good. Mark, Sarah, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Now turning to coronavirus and the latest numbers for Bexar County, health officials announcing 133 new cases and 1 new death in the latest report. In addition, 116 backlogged cases and 6 backlogged deaths have been added to the county's total. Hospitalizations are still going up so far. There are 384 people in local hospitals, with 131 in ICU and 67 on ventilators.
New restrictions on schools and businesses as the coronavirus emergency takes a dangerous new turn. More than 1 million new cases have been reported in just the last week.
And across the country during that time, the number of people in the hospital with COVID-19 has increased by 24%. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest.
This morning, major cities are facing new restrictions as COVID cases skyrocket.
You know what's really uncomfortable and annoying? When you die. That's my answer.
Health officials in Philadelphia are announcing more closures today. Pennsylvania is now reporting a surge in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. In Washington state, indoor dining is now banned. The governor is also cracking down on gatherings, including private parties.
Indoor social gatherings with people from outside your home are prohibited unless they quarantine for 14 days.
Michigan's governor issued a new emergency order Sunday, canceling in-person classes at schools and colleges and shutting down group classes at gyms, as well as casinos and movie theaters. The so-called 3-week pause begins Wednesday. Meanwhile, in Texas, El Paso facing a dire situation. Coroners so overwhelmed by the influx of COVID victims that prison inmates are now helping move bodies into mobile morgues. In New York, officials outraged over scenes like this. Hundreds of people packed into an illegal warehouse party, a blatant violation of safety orders. The governor warns the months leading up to a vaccine will be the hardest. New York City and other cities are now facing new testing challenges and delays as travelers rush to get results before Thanksgiving.
We agreed that everybody would be tested in order to be able to go. My father is somewhat compromised at 80 years old, and my mother's getting up there as well. So we want to make sure that they're safe.
Just because you test negative doesn't mean that you might not be incubating or that you might even been exposed in the time that it took to get the test result back. Every social interaction carries a little bit of risk with it.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, we want to remind you about a new COVID-19 testing site for asymptomatic people that is available at the AT&T Center. It's at lot number 2 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Monday through Friday. The testing is free and appointments are not required. The test is a self-administered nose swab, and you can expect results in less than 24 hours.
435 and 52 degrees.
Even as the number of cases continues to grow, there are growing concerns about whether COVID testing is even accurate at all.
And next, the latest on the transition of power as President Trump looks to be abandoning a major part of his legal challenge regarding the 2020 election.
Well, feeling more like November out there this morning, a welcome sight and feeling for many of us who this is our favorite time of year. Mike's workweek forecast is coming up right here on GMSA. Welcome back to your morning headlines. Today, President Trump is reportedly abandoning a major part of his legal challenge in the state of Pennsylvania. The Washington Post says his campaign is dropping a claim in the lawsuit that accused officials of unlawfully blocking observers from watching ballot counting in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. This is happening as the president has also appeared to briefly acknowledge Joe Biden's victory in a tweet yesterday, but adding he won't concede. Meanwhile, a new Axios report says the president is planning a last-minute crackdown on China. The move may create a foreign policy challenge for the new Biden administration.
A fast-strengthening hurricane, Iota, is sweeping over the Western Caribbean and predicted to become a very dangerous Category 4 storm. The storm is heading for the same part of Central America battered by a similarly powerful Hurricane Eta just over a week ago. Evacuations are being conducted from low-lying areas in Nicaragua and Honduras near their shared border, which appeared to be Iota's likely landfall. Iota became a hurricane early Sunday and rapidly gained power. It has already become a Category 4 hurricane early this morning. The National Hurricane Center warned it would probably get this strong as it approaches the Central America mainland later today. This is the 30th named storm of this year's extraordinarily busy Atlantic hurricane season.
A full team of NASA astronauts rocketed away to the International Space Station last night, courtesy of a SpaceX rocket and spacecraft. Liftoff happened around 6:30 our time at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The 4 astronauts aboard the Crew Dragon then docked around 10 p.m. They're set to spend about the next 6 months there conducting research. NASA hopes this will be the first journey of many in which the SpaceX craft shuttles crews to the ISS.
I love watching the network reporters report on this because they just can't help but get emotional and giddy.
They get emotional. They get really excited.
And then it makes me cry.
Well, and I'm an aeronautics space nerd, and Mike texted me, said, don't forget the launch tonight, and I still forgot to watch it.
Okay, we'll rewatch it.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Thanks for the heads up. 440, 52 degrees.
Taking a soldier's story and turning it into a song still ahead. You can hear it for yourself.
And next, a first look at how test results for coronavirus may not be as accurate as first thought.
There are growing concerns about the accuracy of COVID-19 testing following reports of conflicting results. ABC's Mona Karzer-Abdi has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, long lines in cities across the country are back. A COVID testing crush in LA, New York, and Chicago as the U.S. hits a grim milestone, 11 million COVID cases. Every state in the country seeing an increase. November now on track to be the worst month on record for COVID cases. Some cities now facing a supply shortage. In Detroit, hospitals struggling to get enough reagent. Crucial chemical substances needed to run the more accurate PCR COVID test.
Given the rapid rise that we've had in COVID, we are going to run out of the reagent testing to test everybody, and it's going to be very difficult.
Coming up at 7 a.m., Dr. Jen Ashton will answer your questions about COVID testing. Plus, George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar in a live interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Mona Karzer-Abdi, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, turning the stories of Military City, USA into songs. That's what one group of men is doing to help soldiers and veterans show off their creativity while working through PTSD and other struggles.
It's the subject of this week's What's Up South Texas. Our Japhanie Gray with soldiers and the songs and their voices.
Music is meant to be shared. I want to share it with everybody.
Music plays an important role in the lives of these men you see here.
Bring us your PTSD, bring us your TBI, bring us your missing limbs, and let's see what we can do with that.
Each one of them now acts as an instructor, a facilitator, and mentor with the Soldier Songs and Voices San Antonio chapter, a nonprofit where they teach veterans and soldiers guitar and songwriting lessons.
Kind of a way of dealing with post-war conflict and people that get out of the military, people that are still in the military, and a way to voice their feelings.
Once a month, the group meets with men and women from all over to convert their stories into songs, strengthening their bond of brother and sisterhood.
We're not therapists, we're not counselors, but when we're making these efforts going through, we all feel better after the time.
It has changed the lives of veterans like Chris McAllister.
It's an amazing, powerful tool, and the music that is created through this group, not just in San Antonio, but everywhere, it's amazing.
Terry Tanner.
I personally struggle with PTSD, and I know that songwriting is one of those things that can get people out of their shell.
And David Marshall.
Oh, there's other people like me, so let me try this out. And just showed up, and you got to show up in one meeting before you go, yeah, I'm in it for life.
They say the lessons are therapeutic.
And when that notion kind of comes in and there's a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of melody, it comes together. I always feel great when that happens.
You had the worst day ever that day, and you can puke that out on the paper and get rid of it, get it out.
If my experiences and my trauma that I went through, if I can put that in word, put that to music, and convince them, do that emotional transference, then yes.
They've helped over 50 veterans mentally and physically, which makes the experience even more rewarding.
He's excited, I'm excited, we're excited, he's writing songs. I can't put it in words. It just blows me away.
Uniting military families through music is a beautiful melody for What's Up South Texas.
It doesn't matter if you serve 1 year or 25. If you want to come out and you want to share, we're here for you.
Reach out for help and learn your creativity. You have a song in there somewhere.
Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
Just kind of story we need on a Monday morning.
Yep. All right, 447, 52 degrees. What's the traffic looking out there, Nick?
Sarah, it's looking really good right now. We have one accident. So the accident on 10 and Hebner, that went away, but now we have this new accident. It's a one vehicle accident on the westbound lanes of North Loop 1604 at Babcock Road. Hopefully this gets cleared out very soon. SAPD is on scene and I'll keep you updated on it. Let's go straight to TransGuide. I-10 and Hebner still there. Did not get changed, so let's see if I can get some here. I don't know. No, it's going to be frozen on me, so I'll try to get you. There we go. 10 and Hildebrand looking good. No cars, one car on the roadway right now, so that's looking good. We got 281 in Tacoma by the airport looking very smooth, and we'll do one more here. 281 at Hildebrand again, looking great on a Monday morning.
Thank you very much, Nick. If you left the windows cracked last night, it was chilly this morning.
Very cold.
But good sleeping weather.
Oh, it was perfect sleeping weather.
Extra comforters.
I was going to say I had to add a blanket, but that is the best kind to sleep in my world.
Mm-hmm. And you may want to warm up your car, especially in the hill country this morning, because it's not chilly, it's downright cold out there. We're going to have a sensational sunrise this morning. It's going to be coming up just before 7 o'clock at all these clear skies out there. That front moved on through, and yeah, it was just a really nice afternoon yesterday. A little bit on the breezy side at times. And as far as the dew points, the measure moisture in the atmosphere, this is how you figure relative humidity and all that. 41 degrees lower than what it was at this time yesterday, right before that front moved through. 45 degrees lower than what it was at this time yesterday in New Braunfels. Yeah, things have definitely changed in a big way. And so it's the dry air that is allowing temperatures to drop down so nicely, because dry air doesn't hold the heat in and then it heats up very quickly. And that's why today we're going to be seeing the 30-degree swing in temperatures from the low to the high. So dew points, though, will begin to kind of creep up a little bit more. And then we get back up into the low 60s by late in the week and the weekend, and that's going to then be kind of trimmed off a little bit with another front that's going to move on through here. All right, Sarah mentioned this a little bit earlier, but look at that thing. It is a doozy out there. It is Hurricane Iota, and it is a Category 4 storm. As you mentioned, gained a lot of strength overnight, 145 mile per hour, sustained winds gusting to 175. And again, this is almost like deja vu. As you mentioned, this thing's going to be working its way on land, make land as a Category 4 storm, and just going to be a huge, huge rain producer and continue all the way through Central America. All right, temperatures around the country right now. Most everybody has some beautiful fall and or winter weather. 16 right now in International Falls, and we're at 52. And I think we drop down a couple of more degrees in the next few hours, and then we'll begin our warming process, because usually on a day like this, you have clear skies, light wind, very, very dry air. You get your coldest temperature right as the sun is coming up or just after that, before it really gets a chance to kind of heat things up. It's like turning on the hot water, and it takes a second for it to start to heat up. 68 degrees today at noon, sunny skies. Just a beautiful day. So yes, if you want to put your Christmas decorations up a little bit or a lot early, what the heck? 73 for a high temperature today, sunny skies. Beautiful. It's going to be another chilly one tomorrow. And today's one of those days where you need a jacket in the morning, not in the afternoon, but you get in the shadow. It's going to be a little bit on the cool side. 45 again tomorrow. Same thing Wednesday morning. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s. So about normal, and low temperatures are on the cool side. But then everything starts to kind of warm back up. We're going to be pushing at 80 by Friday, Saturday. Low temperatures stay very mild, and a few more clouds around here. Maybe a shower or two on Sunday.
Okay. 39 days till Christmas, and of course Christmas carols are already on the radio.
Yes.
If you wanted them.
3 channels programmed so far, plus my selection of Ray Conniff on my phone. So.
Oh my gosh.
He's already in the Yuletide spirit.
I was putting up my just to get it out of the way, and I had my earbuds in. I was singing. My wife comes right and goes, "Mike, you're singing. The whole neighborhood can hear you." I was like, "Oh, who cares?"
Spreading the holiday joy.
Is that a bad thing?
I guess when I sing it is.
Thank you, Mike. 451, 52 degrees.
Still ahead, police in New York say they've arrested the man who punched Hollywood actor Rick Moranis, and plus an update on the latest Suicide Squad movie.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 218, Fireball 1. Daily 4, 4094, Fireball 2.
Cash 5, 129, 22, 28. Texas Lotto 10, 19, 27, 36, 38, 53. And Powerball 7, 15, 18, 32, 45, Powerball 20, Power Play 2.
Five Till police say they've arrested the man who's accused of sucker punching Ghostbuster star Rick Moranis.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watts.
Closed. The thriller Let Him Go slides from first to second in week 2, taking in $1.8 million for a $6.8 million total gross. New York City police say they've arrested the man who punched Ghostbusters actor Rick Moranis on the street in September, knocking him to the ground. It's said to be the suspect's 7th assault charge this year. Sylvester Stallone's on board for the next Suicide Squad movie, says director James Gunn. No word on what part he'll play.
Cut. That was great.
And Saturday Night Live's Pete Davidson's 27 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
About 4 till 52 degrees.
Still ahead in our next half hour, Costco is offering its members a 12-month subscription to private jet service Wheels Up. We'll tell you how much it will cost you. That's ahead in Tech Bites.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
President Trump still not conceding the election, and now a new setback in his legal challenges to the votes. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. That story coming up.
Outside with live cam this morning, you may have noticed changes around here temperature-wise Sunday, but today we're definitely feeling, starting out with temperatures in the 40s, and that's here in the city. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 16th of November.
Thank you so much for waking up with us this Monday morning. I actually had to open the real coat closet that has all the really thick winter coats. put it on this morning.
It is that kind of morning, Mike Osterhage.
Yes, indeed, especially out for you folks out there in the hill country. And we're at 47 right now. Temperature dropped down 5 degrees just in the past hour. And wind is out of the northwest. A very, very light breeze out there. Dew points at 26 right now, so the air is really dry. We are going to make it up into the low 70s later on today. Beautiful day, actually slightly below normal. Obviously, we're starting off below normal right now. The aquifer yesterday went up 1/10 of a foot in the yesterday morning's reading. Mold and juniper are both on the low side. And as far as any sort of the dew points out there, how much they have changed in the past 24 hours, we've dropped down 27 degrees. Now, that's comparing 5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock yesterday. Last hour, 4 o'clock reading, it had just the hour or the 24-hour comparison was 41 degrees. So anyway, it has dropped down significantly, 44 degrees lower in Gonzales. So that's how dry the air is out there, and that's why temperatures have dropped off so quickly. And we'll still drop down a couple of more degrees this morning. So clear and cold, and then that big heavy coat, Sarah, probably not. But if you're in the shadows on a day like this, it'll be a little bit nippy out there, and then the rest of the week, fall for the next couple of days. And it's going to start to warm back up, a little bit more humidity, but then we have another front coming through late in the weekend. More on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. Here is Officer Nick Solis, and it's getting off to a bit of a start, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Had 2 early accidents, but they're both cleared, so that's good news. Looks good right now if you're headed to work. A lot of green on the screen there, no construction. So if you are heading to work, things are looking good. Just look at these drive times. 35 southbound from the southwest side of downtown to 1604, 13 minutes. And if you're 35 southbound from Loop 1604 to downtown, 12 minutes. Really good times there. All right, TransGuide. Let's see what we have. 281 at Tacoma near the airport. Looking good still. Traffic flowing smoothly. Then you get a little south of there, 281 at Hildebrand, looking even better. No traffic at all. 35 at Riddiman in the northeast side, looking great. And let's do one more. Let's see what we have. 37 at Jones in the southeast side. North and southbound lanes, 1 car. Mark, Sarah, back to you.
New this morning, San Antonio police investigating a shooting overnight. Happened around 11 last night in the 4700 block of Pecan Valley, just down the street from Highland Hills Elementary School. SAPD says a man was in the parking lot of a bar when a blue pickup drove up. Someone inside started shooting. Police say the man was hit in the chest by a bullet and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. SAPD says they found several shell casings in the street. They're still trying to figure out what led up to that shooting. The transition continues as President Trump is still refusing to concede the election. Meanwhile, his campaign is dropping a major part of a lawsuit contesting results in the state of Pennsylvania.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest from Washington.
This morning, President Trump is abandoning a big part of his legal challenge in Pennsylvania. His campaign is dropping a claim that accuses officials of unlawfully blocking observers from watching ballot counting in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. The setback comes after the president appeared to acknowledge Biden's victory in a tweet Sunday, then walked it back, tweeting, "I concede nothing and I won the election." In a 60 Minutes interview, former President Barack Obama urged the president to concede.
A president is a public servant. They are temporary occupants of the office by design. And when your time is up, then it is your job to put the country first and think beyond your own ego and your own interests and your own disappointments.
Over the weekend, thousands of Trump supporters rallied behind the president in Washington, D.C. Clashes with counter-protesters led to at least 20 arrests. The Trump administration is continuing to block President-elect Biden from receiving sensitive information and from coordinating with federal agencies. Axios also reports the Trump administration is considering new sanctions and trade restrictions on China, potentially creating a foreign policy challenge for Biden's team. And as the country grapples with a surge in coronavirus cases, Dr. Anthony Fauci on CNN called for the Trump administration to work with the Biden team.
It's almost like passing a baton in a race. You don't want to stop and then give it to somebody. You want to just essentially keep going. And that's what transition is. So it certainly would make things more smoothly if we could do that.
Joe Biden's advisors are expected to meet with vaccine makers later this week. But first today, President-elect Biden will be speaking about the economy alongside Vice President-elect Kamala Harris in Delaware. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
A local scout group is dealing with another setback after an already challenging year. Leaders from Cub Scout Pack and Boy Scout Troop 345 here in San Antonio say thousands of dollars worth of camping equipment was stolen along with their trailer over the weekend. Both groups are chartered out of Northwood Presbyterian Church. The Cub Scout Pack was preparing for a camp out when leaders noticed a trailer was gone. We're told it was used for storing equipment inside camping gear worth about $10,000.
There's a lot of equipment in there that we had acquired over the years, and you just can't replace that overnight.
The Boy Scouts recently used the trailer for the first time since the pandemic hit. If you have any information about the theft, you're asked to call San Antonio Police Crime Stoppers.
San Antonio Police Crime Stoppers need your help finding a wanted fugitive. SAPD says 22-year-old Mariah Jade Flores is wanted for causing a deadly hit-and-run crash back on October 24th and fleeing the scene. The crash happened on I-10 near the I-37 South Junction. The family of Alex Reyna, the man killed, says he was driving to work before the accident. SAPD says Reyna's Chevrolet Tahoe crashed into a large metal sign and he was killed on impact. If you have any information on Flores' whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. You could be eligible for a cash reward.
505 and 47 degrees.
Still ahead, Macy's and Best Buy are rolling out their Black Friday deals today. We'll get a first look.
And next, Walmart is extending its hours ahead of the holidays. We'll tell you how much longer you'll have to shop.
And outside with Live Cam, Mike's work week forecast coming up right here on GMSA.
In your morning consumer headlines, the country's biggest mall operator, Simon Property Group, is looking to get bigger. It is still in line to buy an 80% stake in rival Tubman Centers, but it won't have to pay as much. After Simon threatened to walk away from the deal, the two companies agreed to cut the price by nearly 20% to just over $2.5 billion.
Walmart says most of its stores and neighborhood markets are now open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. In a tweet, it explains the longer hours are spread out the shopping day and avoid congestion. It says the exceptions are stores with reduced hours. Those will keep their schedules over the summer. Walmart extended hours at most stores until 10 p.m. for the same reason.
Guitar Center says it's filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, but plans to stay in business. USA Today reports it's negotiated a deal with investors and lenders to reduce its debt. The company has about 300 Guitar Center stores and more than 200 music and art stores. It's hiring a real estate firm to optimize that portfolio. Guitar Center handles instrument sales, rental lessons, and repairs.
And coming for the holidays, a new look for Barbie. Mattel now tells USA Today that a new line of 5 dolls called Barbie Extra is going on sale. The dolls feature a variety of body types, skin tones, and hairstyles.
I was a big Barbie.
Were you?
Oh my gosh, I had all kinds of Barbies. I think I have Barbies in the box at my parents' house.
I wonder what these are going to run compared to the regular models.
I know. They look pretty cool.
Right now we're at 510, 47 degrees.
Still ahead, how Zoom is making it possible to connect with loved ones over Thanksgiving just a little bit longer.
Plus, a first look at this year's Black Friday deals from Macy's and Best Buy.
My husband and I have never eaten healthier.
Shingles doesn't care. I logged 10,000 steps today. Shingles doesn't care.
I get as much fresh air as possible.
Good for you, but Shingles doesn't care. Because 1 in 3 people will get shingles. You need protection. But no matter how healthy you feel, your immune system declines as you age, increasing your risk for getting shingles. So what can protect you? Shingrix protects. For the first time ever, you can protect yourself from shingles with a vaccine proven to be over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about protecting yourself with Shingrix. Shingles doesn't care. Shingrix protects.
While mortgage rates remain at record lows, home prices are rising across the country.
The nation's median existing single-family home price climbed to $313,500 in the third quarter of this fiscal year. For context, that is up 12% from a year ago.
At that price, a family would need to pay $1,059 for a monthly mortgage payment and would need to earn $50,819 a year to afford it.
Here's the troubling part. Home prices grew 4 times as fast as median family income, which increased at a rate of just 3%.
The median sale prices of existing single-family homes rose from a year ago in all 181 metro areas measured in the National Association of Realtors report, and 65% saw double-digit price gains. Prices are rising largely due to the combination of low mortgage rates that are attracting buyers and a limited supply of available homes to buy.
The National Association of Realtors chief economist says favorable mortgage rates will continue to bring fresh buyers to the market. However, the affordability situation will not improve even with low interest rates because housing prices are increasing much too fast.
Many first-time buyers attracted by low interest rates are finding the down payment needed to buy an entry-level home is rising faster than they can save. 8 of America's 10 most expensive metro areas are located on the West Coast, with the remaining 2 on the East Coast.
That's right. And according to Zillow, the San Antonio New Braunfels median home value is $221,860. Guys, back to you.
Well, Zoom is making it easier to celebrate Thanksgiving virtually. ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, we start with Zoom's Thanksgiving gift. It's lifting the 40-minute limit on free video chats on Thanksgiving and into the early morning of Black Friday. The offer is meant to give families who aren't traveling more time to talk. Black Friday is getting off to an early start this year, with many retailers stretching their sales over several weeks. Macy's rolls out its deals today, including cashmere sweaters for more than 70% off, and Best Buy also rolling out deals today. Members can get a Roomba vacuum for about $300. And Costco is giving members a chance to fly away. The wholesaler is now offering 12-month subscriptions to the private jet service Wheels Up. They go for $17,500. Now, the price includes the right to book flights, but not the cost of the flight themselves. Yeah, you got to read the fine print for that one. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
$17,000 just for the membership.
Mm-hmm. Whoops. Of course, for some folks, that's nothing.
Right?
Right? Nobody I know. 517, 47 degrees.
All right, Nick, how's traffic looking out there?
Still looking really good. If you're heading out to work this early, you expect a smooth ride to work. Things still look great out there. Let's go straight to the TransGuide. 10 at the Y looking good. 10 at Hildebrand flowing very smoothly. Pretty much everywhere all over the city looks good. 281 in Tacoma near the airport. Look at that flowing. And we'll do one more here. 281 at Hildebrand just south of there looks great as well.
Thank you, Nick. Mike, what's the expectation for our sunrise this morning?
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we've got clear skies out there. It's nice and cool. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those spectacular sunrises. So jacket and sunglasses. Especially like, you know, folks coming across 90, going eastbound on 90.
So
yeah, good advice, Mike.
Or, pardon me?
That's good advice, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
the visor can't do anything. You're just,
right, yeah, visor, and then it hits you and it gets right there and you can't see it. Yeah. So, hey, take a look at this picture. This was sunset. Now, this was from the backyard swing. Wouldn't that be just nice, sitting in your backyard swing watching that?
Very nice.
Jealous. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And there we are seeing, and I'm not sure what that little spot is. I assume that is Venus up there, because that's usually one of our morning little celestial objects. It's easy to be viewed. Kerrville went up 1 degree in the past hour. Comfort went down 1 degree at 31. Just about freezing right now. Bernie Stage, 36 Bandera, and we're at 47 here in town. So some of these outlying areas, even in and around Bexar County, may actually touch freezing this morning. 75 was the high temperature yesterday. Had some upper 70s and even some low 80s. And this morning, or excuse me, this afternoon, I'm going for right around mid-70s, 73 here in town. And again, a lot of 75s out there. So temperatures will be just a couple of degrees above normal. Much closer, though, than especially going back to last week when we were hovering right around 80 degrees. Obviously, there is nothing showing up on the satellite picture right now. And once again, unfortunately, I mean, we've got some fantastic weather in store. It's beautiful today, but there is just not a drop of rain in sight in the near future. Maybe by maybe by late in the weekend, but everything is scooching across the northern portion of the country right now because that's how the upper level winds are going. We did have this kind of modified northwesterly flow. Now, if these upper level wind lines came straight down out of Canada, that's when you get the really, really cold stuff around here. But for the time being, that the really cold stuff is staying up there to the north of us, and that high is going to be kind of dominating things. As it scooches off to the east just a little bit more, start to see a little bit more of the humidity come back in here, and that's going to help with also temperatures do a slight increase as we go in toward the weekend. A couple of more clouds hanging around here. Then a bit of a front's going to try and slide through Sunday during the day, although again it's not a huge one. We don't see this big drop in the upper level wind lines around here, and by first part of next week it looks like maybe a low trying to develop, so hopefully some better rain chances as we go in toward Thanksgiving week. But like I said, not really much of anything out there as far as any rain chances. Maybe a couple of showers as the front comes through on Sunday, but not very likely. 68 degrees today at noon, sunny skies. Again, spectacular sunrise today, spectacular sunset, 73 for high temperature. So just about normal. And tomorrow we do it all over again, although high temperatures start to creep up. And then the creeping, I did it again. But this is a good picture. Can I go back? Nope. Anyway, yeah, we'll just stay on this picture for a second. But high temperatures are going to be getting up into the upper 70s. The low temperatures will be milder going in toward the weekend.
I'll take a 7-day forecast for 500.
Okay. So I just keep wanting to hit that button again. So.
I know you're an anxious guy.
I guess.
Yeah. Have you considered switching to decaf?
No.
No, never. What
So, morning, you kidding?
I know. Stupidest thing I've said in a long time. 521, 47 degrees.
Up next in your morning spotlight, more details on a lost Mariah Carey music video, plus actress Emma Corrin talks about playing the role of Princess Diana in the Netflix's Crown.
You pick three numbers: 218 Fireball 1, Daily 4, 4094 Fireball 2.
Cash 5, 1, 2, 9, 22, 28. Texas Lotto 10, 19, 27, 36, 38, 53. Powerball 7, 15, 18, 32, 45. Powerball 20. Power Play 2.
524, Mariah Carey's album Daydream has sold more than 20 million copies since its release in 1995.
But a long-lost music video from the album has just hit the internet. CNN's Rick Damigella has a story in the Hollywood Minute.
A lost Mariah Carey music video has surfaced. The Grammy-winning singer-songwriter tweeted about the release of the Underneath the Stars video. The song was the last of 6 singles from Carey's 1995 Daydream album, but the video was never officially released until now.
All I want is to be loved. It's all any of us want from you.
Emma Corrin plays Lady Diana Spencer in the new season of The Crown, which just debuted on Netflix. The young actress says she worked to shut out all of the rumors and speculation that still surround Princess Diana's legacy.
They didn't really do anything for me in terms of coming to understand the character that I was playing. And it was really when I had the script in front of me and then I was working with the research team contextualizing the story we were telling that I really felt like I had some grasp on her.
Casting news, Stallone joins the Suicide Squad. Director James Gunn announced via Instagram that Sylvester Stallone has joined the cast of his DC Comics movie. Gunn previously cast Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The Suicide Squad is currently scheduled to release August 6th, 2021. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Early reviews on The Crown.
One episode
this season.
in. Oh, so good. Excellent.
And you've already seen some of her work in episode
Yes.
1 as Diana?
And she does a great job.
Mhm.
I mean, she's beautiful, of course, but just how kind of coy and shy she
Mhm.
was, but beautiful at the same time.
I mean, certainly there's a physical resemblance.
Yes,
Yeah.
but also she nailed her mannerisms.
She's got her.
Mhm.
Awesome. 526, 47 degrees.
Still ahead, a closer look at the latest mission to the International Space Station for 4 astronauts who took off aboard SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft last night.
Some states announcing coronavirus travel advisories as more people start to travel ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. Monday morning, November 16th, and good morning to you from everybody here at GMSA.
And it feels like good mid-November Monday morning. I got the heavy jacket. Now, Mike's saying you don't need the heavy. I'm a little dramatic because I'm a South Texas girl. Mike, I don't know.
By this afternoon.
Yeah.
You won't need it. Yeah, this
exactly.
morning, grab a jacket, especially in the hill country, because it's downright cold in the hill country. Beautiful view out there, clear skies. That is the planet Venus right there. And boy, it's going to be followed by a gorgeous sunrise in just about, an hour and a half. It's going to be coming up just before 7 o'clock. 47 degrees here in town. So yes, that's definitely jacket weather. Very, very dry air. Dew points at 26 as of right now, and got some temperatures out there in the hill country. Yeah, that's big jacket weather. It's 33 in Kerrville. Actually have some, and that's the reporting station right there in Kerrville. So in your backyard may be well below freezing right now. Actually freezing at Fredericksburg. Rock Springs at 46 degrees, and throughout the day we're going to make it up to 68 at noon, 73 for a high temperature. Actually just a tick above normal, but a lot better than where it has been, especially last week, and then clear skies tonight. So gorgeous sunrise, gorgeous sunset. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. And then as the week progresses, temperature is going to do a slow incline. Humidity is going to do a slow incline. Another front that comes through late in the weekend. Will it squeeze out any rain? It's getting desperate situation out there as far as rain is concerned. Details coming up. Time saver traffic right now. Here is Officer Nick Solis. Any problems out there, sir?
Not right now, Mike. Things are looking really good. A lot of green there. No heavy pockets of traffic. This is what I like to see on a Monday morning. All right, let's go straight to drive times here. Eastbound at 151, 1604 to 90. You got a 9-minute ride. And if you're 90 eastbound from 1604 to 35, 11 minutes. So looking good there. All right, TransGuide time right now. 37 at South Cross is looking good. 10 at the Y looking better right now downtown. Look at that, flowing very smoothly. And 281 at Winding Way. Traffic definitely picking up a little bit, but still looks good. And 281 at the Quarry, even better. Mark, Sarah, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. San Antonio police are starting the day thinking about what happened at a bar late last night. They're investigating a shooting outside that bar on the city's southeast side. Our Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters with that story. Good morning, Katrina. We understand it sent a man to the hospital.
Well, that is right, and good morning to you. Police say that man was shot in the chest, but should be okay. Now, that man told police that he was standing outside that bar late last night, the bar on Pecan Valley Road near South Cross, when he was shot. It happened after 11 last night. Witnesses say the shooter was in a blue pickup that kept going. Police found several shell casings in the street. They searched for the truck, but did not find it. The police say that the man who was shot was stable as he left for the hospital. They were not sure at the time whether this was a random shooting or perhaps he was targeted purposely. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Sunday was a big day for Elon Musk's SpaceX and for NASA.
Musk's company sending 4 astronauts into orbit headed to the International Space Station in the first mission of its kind for a private company. CNN's Reed Binion reports.
3, 2, 1.
SpaceX making history Sunday. A SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule blasting off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The 4 astronauts on board bound for the International Space Station. It's a landmark moment for SpaceX because it's the company's first fully operational crewed mission. SpaceX's development of the Crew Dragon capsule under NASA's Commercial Crew Program is also a big step for the space agency. It marks the first time NASA has handed over much of the design, development, and testing of new human-rated spacecraft to the private sector. Vice President Mike Pence traveled to Florida for the launch. He and Second Lady Karen Pence on hand to witness the occasion. The 4 astronauts on board, 3 from NASA and 1 from Japan's space agency, are set to dock at the ISS late Monday evening, roughly 27 hours after Sunday's successful historic launch.
And resilience rises. Not even gravity contains humanity when we explore as one for all.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach arrived in Tokyo on Sunday. First visit since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Before the trip, Bach said the cancellation of the Olympic Games next summer will not be discussed, and he's confident there will be spectators in Tokyo. The organizers have announced that the maximum number of spectators at venues will be decided sometime next spring. The games are scheduled to take place next year from July 23rd through August 8th.
A Syrian foreign minister has died, according to Syrian state media. The news agency didn't specify the cause of his death. He was 79 years old and was one of the government's top diplomats. He was also Syria's deputy prime minister. He was appointed to Syria's ambassador to Washington in 1990, spending 9 years in the U.S. During that time, Syria held several rounds of peace talks with Israel.
Right now, it's just about 5:35, 47 degrees.
Up next, how several states are reacting as coronavirus travel advisories are put into place ahead of the busy holiday season.
And outside with live cam. Yeah, the theme this week, dress in layers. You'll need those extra layers in the morning, and then you'll be shedding them by afternoon. We'll be back with another look at your full work week forecasts and more headlines right here on GMSA. Welcome back. 5:37. Several states now announcing travel advisories as we get closer to what is normally the busiest travel period of the year.
And experts warn more measures may be ahead to slow this latest surge. CNN's Meredith Wood has a closer look.
3 West Coast states, California, Oregon, Washington, issuing a joint travel advisory.
We are today in a more dangerous position than we were in March.
Governors urging people to avoid out-of-state travel, and if they leave the region, they're asking them to quarantine for 14 days once they return.
I know it isn't easy. I share your frustration that we are back facing another wave.
The recommendations come as COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are soaring, with many states breaking daily records. Experts say these recommendations are crucial as we approach the busy Thanksgiving travel period, with some warning other measures may be on the way.
You see the cases rising, you have to do something to protect your constituents and to protect those that live in your state.
State officials also asking people to rethink their holiday plans, recommending we don't gather in large groups or beyond our households where the virus could easily spread.
Do not sneak in other households for Thanksgiving. Get a chicken instead of a turkey or a small turkey. Do those things. To me, the mantra is 2 things. Don't share your air and don't do stupid things.
Meanwhile, a hopeful projection from Dr. Anthony Fauci, who says the U.S. could start to move toward normal as early as April.
We can't just wish it happening. We've got to get the vaccine, it's got to be deployed, and we can't abandon fundamental public health measures.
I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Now 5:39, 47 degrees.
Up next, a famous Australian guitarist talks about playing with legends like Michael Jackson, Carrie Underwood, and now she has a latest solo album.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner. With the pandemic, what are you to do? Do you go to the big family dinner? Do you accept that Friendsgiving request? And how do you decide?
Before you can accept or decline a Thanksgiving invite, it's important to figure out how to stay safe.
On November 11th, the U.S. CDC updated guidelines for holiday celebrations. The takeaway, in-person gatherings pose varying levels of risk. Long indoor gatherings with a lot of people pose more risk than short outdoor shindigs with a select few.
Another factor, the number and rate of COVID-19 cases in the community of celebration. In most states, up-to-date statistics on case numbers and community spread can be found on the area's health department website. We have the latest information on KSAT.com.
And if you do opt in, you're going to want to know what you're getting into.
Some of these questions include how frequently have you come into close contact with people outside of your household? To what extent are you wearing facial coverings and maintaining a safe distance from others when you are out and about? And where outside your immediate neighborhood have you traveled in the last month?
So if you do opt to bail on the tradition this year, etiquette experts say it's a good idea to express your choice as a personal one. Say things like, I don't feel safe, or I don't want to endanger you.
But there are plenty of alternatives to getting together with family members for a traditional Thanksgiving celebration this year.
That's right. 2020 has been the year of virtual meetings, so Zoom Thanksgiving shouldn't be out of the question. But the important part is that you're being safe and keeping your loved ones safe as well. Guys, back to you.
Okay, well, the woman you're about to meet has played guitar for music artists like Michael Jackson, Carrie Underwood, and Alice Cooper.
And now Aussie guitarist Orianthi has recorded a new solo album. CNN's Rick Damigella has more.
That's Impulsive from Australian guitarist Orianthi's new solo album, Oh.
This record was done
really fast. It was made in Nashville, 28 Days with Marty Fredrickson, who's an incredible producer, songwriter. Impulsive is pretty much written about myself. I'm pretty impulsive, so that was a fun track to put down. It's kind of got like a In Excess, Stonesy sort of vibe to it. I'm such a big fan of all different genres of music, and getting called to collaborate with Carrie Underwood, getting called to collaborate with Michael Jackson, to Alice Cooper, Steve Vai, to different people that I've played with. It's been pretty eclectic, and so my music is pretty much the same way.
If you aren't familiar with her name, you are familiar with those names she's played guitar with. Orianthi recalls auditioning for Michael Jackson's This Is It concert series.
Michael called me. I walked in there and he sat down like on this black couch, I'm singing right now. And then he had these two large speakers and he said, I want you to play the Beat It solo really loudly for me. And they dimmed the lights. And I've never been that nervous in my life, honestly, ever.
More than a decade later, there's no nerves present on her new album. Rocking out in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
And again, if you're wondering who the heck that was, her name is Orianthi.
Orianthi.
Orianthi, yes.
All right.
She's got quite the resume.
I know, Michael Jackson, that's awesome.
546.
Officer Nick, any accidents out there to report?
No, Sarah, right now things are looking good. No accidents to report, no heavy pockets of traffic, construction, none. Things look good if you're headed to work this Monday morning. Let's go straight to the TransGuide. 1604 at Babcock there, looking great right now, flowing smoothly on the northwest side of town. I-10 at Huebner, we had an accident here earlier. That's gone, things look good there. Let's see what else we have here. 35 at 37, looking good. Traffic's starting to pick up a little bit, but not bad at all. Still looking good there. And 35 at Walsham Road on the northeast side, flowing smooth.
Thank you, Nick. We are now over halfway point in No Shave November, and the fundraising does continue. For more, go to KSAT.com. Right now, I believe Dylan Collier has jumped into second place with some big fundraising over the last 2 or 3 days.
I know you have been the front runner. Yesterday, our Max Massey was a little upset when I said, oh, Mark Austin's in the lead, and he got a little upset.
Really?
He's actually behind me, too, which is kind of depressing.
Oh,
well,
gosh.
If Mr. Boyish Good Looks is behind the two of us.
And of course, he's talking about Max, not me.
Your beards all look very handsome. Of course, it's for a good cause.
It is, yeah. So join the fight. Continue donations. Again, go to KSAT.com, type in No Shave November, or go look for more on KSAT Mark Austin or even the KSAT Facebook page.
And for the record, I was talking to my parents yesterday, and my mom sent a picture and was like, shave.
She wanted it off, like right then.
Doesn't like it.
No.
Oh, well, she likes to see your handsome face, Mike.
That's a mom for you. Yes, if I can speak. What was
that Polish?
Good looking or great, and combine those two and you get whatever noise came out of my mouth just then. This is a really cool picture. Lake Travis up there in Lago Vista says flooded a couple of years ago. The water level was up just below that flag, and now it's down 35 feet, but very cool looking. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, I don't know if you can still see it on your screen, that little tiny dot way up there at the top. That is the planet Venus, brightest object in the night sky other than the moon, and it's going to be just a fantastic sunrise. Sun comes up in roughly an hour, and we should start seeing the glow by probably 6:15 or so this morning, and it's going to be just fantastic out there. 47 here in town, 43 at Randolph, and then we've got these 30s. Bernie stage 34, and Kerrville has now dropped back down to freezing. Comfort at 31. So even around Bernie going out I-10 in your backyard, you may be below freezing this morning. Got some really dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. This darker shade of gray and even that kind of tannish brownish shade means that we're going to have some just beautiful blue skies, that nice deep dark shade of blue out there. And dew point temperatures, obviously down here at the surface, they are very low as well. That's allowing temperatures to drop down, but make that slow climb upward as we go into the latter part of the week, and then going into the weekend we'll have a little bit more humidity around here, but that should be then trimmed off going into Sunday as we get another front to move through here. It's not a really strong front. I don't think it's going to be even as strong as the one that moved through yesterday, but it will trim some of that humidity. Quick check of the tropics once again, and boy, that thing out there, which looked like nothing just a few days ago, and now it's almost a classic looking picture of a hurricane. That is Hurricane Iota, and it is a doozy. It gained a lot of strength overnight, 155 mile per hour winds. That actually went up a little bit from just last couple of hours ago when the 4 o'clock update came out. So it's a Category 4 storm, and it is going to be making landfall right where they had Ada move in, a couple of weeks ago, and that's going to be a huge, obviously damaging storm with the winds, but also with the rain, and that's just going to continue to move across Central America and sort of fizzle out. But that's going to be a huge flooding situation for those folks. All right, back here at home, we have got nothing as far as any rain. I mean, just obviously short term, looking upstream, everything is moving across the northern tier of the United States. That's where the main flow of the jet stream is, and that keeps all those storm systems up there. When the front moves through on Sunday, it may try and squeeze out a couple of showers, but just, I mean, it's kind of wishful thinking at best right now. 68 degrees today at noon, sunny skies, and then a high temperature today up to 73, just about exactly normal. Lots of sunshine, beautiful sunset this evening, and then we'll have a great sunrise tomorrow. Still pretty chilly the next couple of mornings. And then low temperatures start to come up a little bit more as we get that little bit more humidity around here, and the high temperatures are going to start to creep up as well. So by Friday, Saturday, we're going to be almost 10 degrees above normal. Then that next front moves through here on Sunday, hopefully squeezing out a couple of showers.
And Thanksgiving, a week from this Thursday. How are we looking for Turkey Day?
That's hard to believe. So right now, long range, you know, kind of so not anything too extreme as of right now. Still, you know, week and a half away. So a lot can change between now and then.
Okay.
Need a cold Thanksgiving. Got to walk outside sooner.
Hopefully a little more rain. I mean, my plants are shriveling up.
Yours and mine both. Everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Right now we're at 551, 47 degrees.
Well, it's a good time to be a fan of horror movies. We'll explain why with a look at your weekend box office. That's next.
Your pick 3 numbers, 218 Fireball 1. Daily 4 numbers, 4094 Fireball 2.
Cash 5, 129, 22, 28. Texas Lotto 10, 19, 27, 36, 38, 53. Powerball 7, 15, 18, 32, 45. Powerball 20. Power Play 2.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, our ABC News exclusive with Michael J. Fox, the ever-resilient actor, opening up about one of his darkest moments, another health crisis that threatened to leave him paralyzed. And then the words of wisdom that helped him get through it all. You'll see it coming up only here on GMA.
I met a woman. I want to be with her for the rest of my life, without lying about my past.
The Liam Neeson thriller Honest Thief made off with $800,000 this weekend, bringing its 6-week take to $12.4 million.
This is Larry. He isn't from the world you know. Larry just wants a friend.
Come Play skittered back from 2nd to 4th place on ticket sales of $1.1 million.
You're not putting me in a home.
What if it were our home?
Grandpa!
Jenny!
The War with Grandpa yielded no ground this weekend, holding on to 3rd place with $1.3 million.
We're trying to locate a Donnie Weeboy. He married our son's widow. Got our grandson with him.
The Diane Lane Kevin Costner drama Let Him Go fell out of 1st place down to 2nd with $1.8 million. Scaring up $3.7 million. The Freaky Friday-esque fright flick stars Vince Vaughn and Katherine Newton as a serial killer and high schooler who unintentionally switch bodies. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Hey, reminder, KSAT teaming up with our community partners, SA Youth, for the Stuff a Stocking Holiday Drive. Right now through December 18th, you can help 650 students in their out-of-school time program. SA Youth says a $25 donation will cover the cost of one stocking filled with small toys, arts, crafts, and healthy snacks. You can help out by donating wish list items to the nonprofit, such as Play-Doh, markers, and stickers. We have a full list of items and a link to donate on ksatcommunity.com. And our community partners, local nonprofit Zapatos and the San Antonio Police Department teaming up for their Share the Shoes drive. It helps those in need get a new pair of shoes during the holidays. If you'd like to donate to this one, you can drop off new pairs of shoes at any SAPD substation now through November 30th, or you can donate money online. All this information on ksatcommunity.com as well. And we appreciate your help. You know, we've heard plenty of stories about the meatless burgers as a healthy alternative to the real deal. Ahead on GMSA, we'll look at just how healthy those meatless options really are. And TransGuide Officer Nick Solis is here with an update on your Monday morning. Another look at Mike's forecast and your top stories are next.
San Antonio police are looking for a shooter who sent one person to the hospital on the southeast side. They say the suspect drove off in a blue pickup truck.
Coronavirus hospitalizations increasing around the nation, including right here in San Antonio. We'll have an update on the pandemic.
49 degrees at 6 a.m. Temperatures looking a lot different than they have this last week. That cold front blowing in. Mike will let us know what our temperatures will look like the rest of the week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. We hope you had an awesome weekend. It is Monday. It is November 16th.
Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. I was telling you guys earlier, I put up my Christmas decorations.
Yay.
I have a cowboy snowman. It's about 5 feet tall. I forgot he was there this morning. Scared me. Oh, I apologize to my neighbors if you heard a shrill.
When decorations fight back.
And he has a cowboy hat and a holster, and he's smiling at me.
That's going to be the lamest Crime Stoppers report we've ever run.
It was awful.
That's like for Halloween decorations. I had a scarecrow, and it was falling over in the yard, so I propped it up by the front door. But on one of the sides, it kept looking like this face was looking in there, and it used to scare me all the time.
You guys may want to rethink these.
I know. Okay. Well, you think they're a good idea when you put them up.
Right. But you put yours up this weekend, too.
Yeah, party got started, so it didn't finish
Good for you.
But, you know, a lot of folks have been doing, we were driving around the neighborhood, and there are a lot of decorations up. I think it's trying to, you know, get your mind off of everything. But anyway, it sure does feel like it out there this morning, which is very, very nice. And temperature right now is at 49 degrees. For some reason, maybe a plane turned the wrong direction. The temperature went up a couple of notches here in town. 50 at Stinson, Kelly 44, 43 at Randolph. And we do have some freezing temperatures in parts of the hill country right now. 45 this morning, so I think we will continue to drop down a couple of more notches in the next, say, hour or so. And then nice big warm up throughout the day. We'll gain roughly 30 degrees throughout the day and make it up into the upper 60s at noon. Plenty of sunshine, and then top off with a high temperature up to 73. Just about exactly normal today. More beautiful weather the next couple of days, and then things start to creep upward just a little bit, but another front down the road. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. And Officer Nick Solis, good morning, sir. So there was a lot earlier this morning. What's it now?
Now we're up to a good start now, Mike, on a Monday morning. No accidents to report out there. Things are looking good, flowing smoothly. A lot of green everywhere. Northbound 35, east and westbound 1604, all looking good right now. All right, let's take a look at these drive times. If you're 1604 eastbound from Bandera to I-10, it's only 5 minutes. And if you're 1604 westbound from 35 to 281, 8 minutes, the big reveal there. So really good times. TransGuide, 281 in Tacoma near the airport. That looks good right now, flowing very smoothly. 281 at Hildebrand, north and southbound looks great. And we'll do one more here. Let's see. 35 at Rittiman, looking good. Mark, Sarah, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. New this morning, San Antonio police looking for a shooter on the southeast side. They say someone in a blue pickup truck fired shots at a parking lot just after 11 last night. Happened at Bar 47 near the corner of Pecan Valley and East South Cross. Police say one man standing in the parking lot was shot in the chest. He was taken to BAMC and is expected to recover. Meanwhile, the driver of that pickup sped off down South Cross.
The San Antonio Police Department is asking for your help finding a wanted fugitive. Police say 22-year-old Mariah Flores is wanted for causing a deadly crash back on October 24th, then ran away. The crash happened on I-10 east near I-37 south. Police say she caused Alex Reina to crash into a large metal sign on his way to work. If you have any information on Flores' whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen along with her picture, 210-224-STOP.
To the pandemic now, local health officials are reporting 130 133 new cases of COVID-19 here in Bexar County. They reported one person has died from the virus as well. In addition, 116 backlog cases and 6 backlogged deaths were added to the county's overall total. Right now, 384 people are in the hospital with COVID. 131 are in the ICU. 67 are on ventilators.
Trinity University and Community Labs will announce a new partnership today to help combat the coronavirus. The two will expand initiatives to expand testing on college campuses. Trinity University says it will help with the school's programs to track cases and prevent the spread on campus. The announcement is scheduled to take place at 11 this morning. We will have the latest updates in our later newscasts and, of course, on KSAT.com.
The coronavirus now causing shutdowns and new restrictions all across the country as it takes a dangerous turn. And just past week, the country saw 1 million new cases of the virus.
And during that time, hospitalizations increased by 24% across the nation. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest.
This morning, major cities are facing new restrictions as COVID cases skyrocket.
You know what's really uncomfortable and annoying? When you die. That's my answer.
Health officials in Philadelphia are announcing more closures today. Pennsylvania is now reporting a surge in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. In Washington state, indoor dining is now banned. The governor is also cracking down on gatherings, including private parties.
Indoor social gatherings with people from outside your home are prohibited unless they quarantine for 14 days.
Michigan's governor issued a new emergency order Sunday, canceling in-person classes at schools and colleges and shutting down group classes at gyms, as well as casinos and movie theaters. The so-called 3-week pause begins Wednesday. Meanwhile, in Texas, El Paso facing a dire situation. Coroners so overwhelmed by the influx of COVID victims that prison inmates are now helping move bodies into mobile morgues. In New York, officials outraged over scenes like this. Hundreds of people packed into an illegal warehouse party, a blatant violation of safety orders. The governor warns the months leading up to a vaccine will be the hardest. New York City and other cities are now facing new testing challenges and delays as travelers rush to get results before Thanksgiving.
We agreed that everybody would be tested in order to be able to go. My father is somewhat compromised at 80 years old, and my mother's getting up there as well, so we want to make sure that they're safe.
Just because you test negative doesn't mean that you might not be incubating or that you might even been exposed in the time that it took to get the test result back. Every social interaction carries a little bit of risk with it.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, anyone can get a COVID test at the AT&T Center, even if you're not showing symptoms. It's a lot number 2 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. The testing is free and appointments are not required. The test is a self-administered nasal swab, and you can expect results in less than 24 hours.
A local Boy Scout group is dealing with another setback after an already challenging year. Leaders from Cub Scout Pack and Boy Scout Troop 345 here in San Antonio say thousands of dollars worth of camping equipment was stolen along with their trailer over the weekend. Both groups are chartered out of Northwood Presbyterian Church. The Cub Scout Pack was preparing for a camp out when leaders noticed the trailer was gone. We're told it was used for storing equipment inside, camping gear worth about $10,000.
There's a lot of equipment in there that we had acquired over the years, and you just can't replace that overnight.
The Boy Scouts recently used a trailer for the first time since the pandemic hit. If you have any information, you're asked to call San Antonio Police.
This morning's consumer news, TikTok back on the clock. Last week's original deadline for the company's Chinese owner to sell its U.S. operations has now been extended through November 27th. TikTok has a partnership deal in place with Oracle and Walmart. However, the company says the White House has not indicated whether the deal will pass regulations.
Guitar Center is planning to file for bankruptcy. The company says it reached a deal with investors to help it stay in business post-bankruptcy. Guitar Center has been struggling with debt for years, and the pandemic only made it worse. The company does not plan on closing any of its nearly 500 stores around the country.
Zoom is giving everyone a gift for the holidays. It is lifting that 40-minute limit on free video chats on Thanksgiving and into the early morning of Black Friday. The offer is meant to give families who are not traveling more time to talk.
Costco is now offering 12-month subscriptions to the private jet service called Wheels Up. The cost of a subscription is $17,500. It includes the right to book flights but does not include the cost of flights themselves.
Wow. $17,500.
Just to be a member. Membership
has its privileges. 609, 49 degrees.
A group of veterans here in San Antonio are using music to help them overcome the struggles of serving overseas. We'll learn more about the group and tell you about an upcoming performance.
Buying a house is a big deal and getting more expensive on average. Prices going up across the country, even right here in the Alamo City. After the break, we break down the numbers on buying a house this year.
49 degrees out there this morning as the sun still has about another half hour before it comes up, but cold front has come in. What our temperatures will look like today and through the rest of the week, Mike will let us know when we come back. While mortgage rates remain at record lows, home prices are rising across the country.
The nation's median existing single-family home price climbed to $313,500 in the third quarter of this fiscal year. For context, that is up 12% from a year ago.
At that price, a family would need to pay $1,059 for a monthly mortgage payment and would need to earn $50,819 a year to afford it.
Here's the troubling part. Home prices grew 4 times as fast as median family income, which increased at a rate of just 3%.
The median sale prices of existing single-family homes rose from a year ago in all 181 metro areas measured in the National Association of Realtors report, and 65% saw double-digit price gains. Prices are rising largely due to the combination of low mortgage rates that are attracting buyers and a limited supply of available homes to buy.
The National Association of Realtors chief economist says favorable mortgage rates will continue to bring fresh buyers to the market. However, the affordability situation will not improve even with low interest rates because housing prices are increasing much too fast.
Many first-time buyers attracted by low interest rates are finding the down payment needed to buy an entry-level home is rising faster than they can save. 8 of America's 10 most expensive metro areas are located on the West Coast, with the remaining 2 on the East Coast.
That's right. And according to Zillow, the San Antonio New Braunfels median home value is $221,860. Guys, back to you.
614, 49 degrees. Let's check traffic with Officer Nick Solis.
Yeah, Mark, right now everything's still looking good. We're going to go straight to TransGuide here. Look at that, 281 in Tacoma looking well right now, flowing smoothly. 281 in Hildebrand, even better. I mean, right now, couldn't ask for a better start. We had a couple accidents there this morning, nothing very major, and since about 5 a.m., things have looked good all morning here, traffic-wise. 37 at Jones, north and south lanes looking great, and let's do one more. What do we got? Let's see. I guess it stopped at 37. There you go. 410 and Evers looks good as well.
It's like they make you wait on purpose.
I know. Drum roll, please.
I know. Let's roll that school bus, Mike Osterhage.
You may want to warm up the school bus a little bit in your vehicle, especially out in the hill country. This morning now we were at 47 degrees, went up a degree or 2 in the past hour out there at the airport. I think we may drop down a little bit. When it's all said and done, we'll be starting off right around 46, 45 degrees. And then nice big warm up throughout the day because of that dry air and the clear skies. Warms up very easily up to 73, which is just about normal this time of year. Look at the beautiful picture. And yes, there's the windmill. Love that. Sunday sunsets, just something about them. Indeed. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Speaking of the other end, sunrise, and we are now starting to see that beautiful glow, and it's going to be just spectacular, and lots of dry air, not only here at the surface, but also upstairs in the atmosphere. And so that's why it's going to be such a gorgeous sunrise and beautiful all day long with the deep blue skies. Got some freezing temperatures out there going out I-10 and toward Comfort, as well as Kerrville, 34 Bernie Stage, so maybe below freezing where you live out in your backyard around the area there. 36 in Bulverde and 43 at Randolph, and Hondo actually down in the 30s right now. And there's the dry air down here at the surface. Dew points, measure moisture in the atmosphere, are down in the 20s, and even some teens way out there in Los Maples. And they're about, well, from early yesterday morning before that front moved through, about 40 degrees lower than what they were because it was fairly humid in the overnight hours Saturday into Sunday, and the humidity is going to be staying on the low side throughout the rest of today as well as tomorrow. So another cool morning tomorrow, another nice afternoon, and same thing starting off on Wednesday. Should be fairly low humidity, but that humidity is going to start to really jump back up then during the day on Wednesday, and may see a couple of extra clouds around here, and then it will continue to sort of go up as we go into the latter part of the week and then also into the weekend. So you'll notice the humidity a lot more going in toward Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There is the latest on Iota. It is a monster of a storm, a Category 4 storm. They just sent another Hurricane Hunter airplane in there, and this is the kind of intermediate update, 155 mile per hour winds. So it's a nasty one, and storm surge as well as the rain from this thing is just going to be devastating there in Central America, and it's just going to stay down there in Central America. As for us, temperature is going to warm up nice and quickly throughout the morning, so we'll go from mid-upper 40s to mid to upper 60s already at noon, gain 20 degrees between now and noon, and then top off with a high up to 73. Just about exactly normal. Tomorrow, same situation, starting off mid 40s up to the mid 70s, a little bit warmer in the afternoon. And on Wednesday, that 76, the difference being a little bit more humidity out there. And then low temperatures will start to stay milder going in toward the end of the week and the weekend. Then we have another front moving on through here on Sunday, and that's going to touch off a couple of showers around here. Some of those may actually linger into Monday, which would be nice.
We need the rain.
Badly. Still. Seems like we've been saying that for like a month or two now.
Just about, or more than that. It's been, more than 50, I want to say 55 days since we've had like more than a tenth of an inch of rain given 24 hours of a day.
Thank you, Mike. Right now, we're at 618, 49 degrees.
Well, there are growing concerns about the accuracy of COVID-19 tests following reports of conflicting results. Find out the latest in today's GMA First Look.
Here's your secret word of the day. Enter it on KSAT.com/Circle K for a monthly chance to win free gas for a year. Every entry wins a medium coffee. Win with Circle K and GMSA.
Experience clean in a whole new way. Now Roomba vacuums exactly where you need it.
Hey Google, tell Roomba to vacuum the kitchen counter.
And offers personalized cleaning suggestions for a clean unique to you and your home. Roomba and the iRobot Home app, only from iRobot.
Struggling to clean tough messes with wipes? Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser Sheets. Just wet, squeeze, and erase icky messes in microwaves and on stovetops. For an amazing clean, get the power of Mr. Clean Magic Eraser in disposable sheets.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of, like $0 copays on virtual visits.
Wow.
$0 copays on primary care visits and lab tests.
Wow.
Plus, $0 copays on hundreds of prescription drugs.
Wow.
United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, including the only plans with the AARP name. Most plans have a $0 premium. It's time to take advantage.
Wow.
In this morning's GMA First Look, long lines in cities across the country are back. A COVID testing crush in LA, New York, and Chicago as the U.S. hits a grim milestone, 11 million COVID cases. Every state in the country seeing an increase. November now on track to be the worst month on record for COVID cases. Some cities now facing a supply shortage. In Detroit, hospitals struggling to get enough reagent. Crucial chemical substances needed to run the more accurate PCR COVID test.
Given the rapid rise that we've had in COVID, we are going to run out of the reagent testing to test everybody, and it's going to be very difficult.
Coming up at 7 a.m., Dr. Jen Ashton will answer your questions about COVID testing. Plus, George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar in a live interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm Monaco Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.
Right here in Military City, USA, a group of men gather once a month to help turn the stories of veterans and soldiers into acoustic songs. The group is part of the San Antonio chapter of Soldier Songs and Voices, or SSV. The instructors are made up of veterans with a passion for music. Their sessions involve teaching members of the military and their families songwriting and how to play the guitar. The sessions also tend to be therapeutic and helpful for those battling with PTSD or recovering from a traumatic brain injury.
I just think every day goes better with music. If you're playing it, if you're listening to it, if you're a part of the writing of it, if you're part of, just the day goes better with it. If you can play it, it's exciting. And if you can't play it, come on down. We'll teach you how to play it.
The nonprofit has an event coming up this Saturday, and for the first time, they will perform the songs they've written publicly at the Shade Tree Saloon. You can find more information about the event or about the group right now on KSAT.com. Just search What's Up South Texas.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
If you missed NFL action yesterday, the Texans played the Cleveland Browns, hoping for their first win streak of the season, but that was wishful thinking. Browns took the early lead with a field goal, and that 3-point lead would carry them through the fourth when the Cleveland added a touchdown for insurance. Deshaun Watson led the Texans on the only scoring drive of the game, capping it off with a pass to Farrell Brown for the touchdown, but that would be it. The defense could not stop Cleveland's run game, and the Browns were able to run out the clock and win 10-7. The 2-7 Texans have a busy schedule ahead. Houston will host the Patriots this Sunday at noon. That's next Thursday. The Texans will head to Detroit to play the Lions on Thanksgiving. Kickoff of that game 11:30 in the morning, San Antonio time. Cowboys on a bye week, but it will give them time to rest for a busy week ahead as well. Dallas travels to Minnesota to play the Vikings this coming Sunday. And just 4 days later, they'll head back to Arlington to play the Washington football team on Thanksgiving. Kickoff for both those games scheduled for 3:30 in the afternoon. Here's something exciting between the Seahawks and Rams. Steele High School graduate Malcolm Brown getting the job done for L.A. The San Antonio native had 2 touchdowns in the game, helping the Rams win 23-16 over Seattle. All right, watch this. The Bills, Cardinals in Arizona. Buffalo had just taken the lead 30-26. Final play, Arizona quarterback Kyler Murray throws into the end zone where former Texan DeAndre Hopkins leaps up and grabs it over 3 Buffalo defenders. Cardinals go on to win it. That has been called the play of the year so far in the NFL. One heck of a catch.
You love seeing those.
It was fun to watch.
All right, 6:26 and 49 degrees.
Top U.S. officials criticizing President Trump's transition effort. Meanwhile, the president has yet to concede the election.
And before you accept any Thanksgiving dinner invitations, you should think about how you are planning to gather. We'll break down what you need to do if you want to spend the holidays with others.
A night out at a bar has ended with a morning in the hospital. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. A man was shot as he stood outside that bar. I'll tell you more about it.
President Trump still not conceding the election, and now a new setback in his legal challenges to the votes. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Scholze. That story coming up.
Honestly, can't think of a better way to start a Monday as we look outside with live cam at a beautiful sunrise over San Antonio, Texas.
49 degrees out there. You can almost feel that chill.
Yeah, that front came through yesterday. Hey, good morning to you. It is Monday, November 16th.
Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. Mike, what a beautiful morning we have out there, and a crisp one too.
Oh, yes, indeed. And not only looks wise, but it feels just so nice when that front moved on through. It scoured out all of the humidity yesterday, so it was very dry. And even though we did make it up into the mid 70s, we'll be maybe a couple of notches below that today, but wow, it is nice out there. And the temperature again at 49 degrees. A couple of hours ago, we had dropped down to 47. Dew points at 25. So just bone dry air, plus really dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. And so that's why we've got that really beautiful blue shade out there, that nice deep blue. Freezing right now in Comfort. Kerrville's been kind of going back and forth with freezing, and Bernie Stage at 34. So in your backyard out in toward the hill country, you may very well be down below freezing right now. 49 in town, 43 at Randolph, and Rio Medina at 38 degrees as of right now. Mold and Juniper both on the low side, and clear, cool, cold this morning. Depending on where you are, grab a jacket. You won't need it by this afternoon because it's going to warm up nicely up into the low 70s, but you get in the shadows and could be a little bit of a to it, and just a fantastic day today. Tomorrow, more of the same, and Wednesday starting off as well, but then we're going to start to warm up just a little bit more as we head into the end of the week, and the weekend a little bit more humidity as well. But another front's going to move through here later on Sunday, and Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed that one squeezes out a couple of raindrops. Details coming up in a few minutes. Time saver traffic right now. And Officer Nick Solis was busy earlier this morning. What's going on now?
And right now, Mike, if you're headed out to work, you got time to put gas or stop and get some food. That's how good it looks right now. A lot of green on the screen. No heavy traffic. It looks good all around the city. Let's take a look at some drive times. All right, if you're 35 southbound from the northeast side of 1604 to downtown, you got a 13-minute ride. And if you're 35 northbound from the southwest side of 1604 to downtown, 12 minutes. So really good times there. All right, TransGuide, here we go. 10 at the Y, still looking good right now. Traffic picking up a little bit. You know, it's normal for this time of day, but still 37 at Indian Hills, looking good north and southbound there. Looks great. 281 at the Quarry, same, flowing smoothly all around the city. All right, everyone, please remember, wear that seatbelt, go the speed limit, and get to work safely. Mark, Sarah?
Thank you, Nick. Well, in a matter of minutes, police say a man went from standing in a parking lot to lying in an ambulance. Now they are trying to find the person who shot him. Our Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters with that story. Good morning, Katrina. Do police have any information on the shooter?
Well, good morning. The only thing that police know is that someone in a blue pickup fired those shots as they drove past that area late last night. Now, the man who was shot was standing in the parking lot of the bar at Pecan Valley Road and South Cross. Police say someone in the passing pickup fired those shots after 11 last night, hitting him in the chest. They found shell casings in the street. They say the man who was hit was stable as he was taken to a hospital, and he is expected to be okay. Now, there's no word from police on whether that was a random shooting or if they believe that this man was purposely targeted. Reporting live from Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Although President Trump is not conceding the election, his campaign is dropping a major part of a lawsuit contesting results in Pennsylvania.
It comes as prominent figures in Washington criticize the Trump administration for withholding transition resources from President-elect Joe Biden. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest.
Good morning. It's been more than a week since President-elect Joe Biden was declared the winner in the election. And now today, a new setback in President Trump's legal challenges to the votes.
This morning, President Trump is abandoning a big part of his legal challenge in Pennsylvania. His campaign is dropping a claim that accuses officials of unlawfully blocking observers from watching ballot counting in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. The setback comes after the president appeared to acknowledge Biden's victory in a tweet Sunday, then walked it back, tweeting, "I concede nothing." In a 60 Minutes interview, former President Barack Obama urged the president to concede.
When your time is up, then it is your job to put the country first.
Over the weekend, thousands of Trump supporters rallied behind the president in Washington, D.C. Clashes with counter-protesters led to at least 20 arrests. The Trump administration is continuing to block President-elect Biden from receiving sensitive information and from coordinating with federal agencies. As the country grapples with a surge in coronavirus cases,
it's almost like passing a baton in a race. You don't want to stop.
Joe Biden's advisors are expected to meet with vaccine makers later this week. But first today, President-elect Biden will be speaking about the economy alongside Vice President-elect Kamala Harris in Delaware. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Well, developing story for the second time this month, there is promising news from the COVID-19 vaccine candidate. This morning, Moderna says preliminary data shows its shots are 94.5% effective. Comes just a week after Pfizer announced its vaccine candidate is about 90% effective.
Well, Central America is preparing for another hurricane. Hurricane Iota is currently over the Western Caribbean and is currently a Category 4 storm. It is close to the same area where Hurricane Eta hit a week ago. Nicaragua and Honduras have conducted evacuations for some low-lying areas. Iota is a 30th named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season, which is a record.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson self-isolating after coming in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19. A Downing Street spokesperson said the PM will continue to work while in isolation, and that will include leading the government's response to the coronavirus pandemic. The spokesperson added that the Prime Minister is feeling well and is not currently showing any COVID-19 symptoms. It's the second scare for Britain's Prime Minister, who spent 3 nights in a London ICU in April with the virus.
Well, 2 studies show that fish oil does not seem to prevent heart problems. Both were published in the Journal of American Medical Association yesterday. The first is the longest and largest trial of its kind. It shows omega-3 and vitamin D supplements don't help prevent an irregular or rapid heartbeat. The second study finds omega-3 supplements didn't reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Right now at 6:37, it's almost Turkey Day and families have started to plan accordingly, but planning during a pandemic is not always easy. Our Max Massey and someone claiming to be Sarah Costa tells us how we should handle the Thanksgiving invites this year.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner. With the pandemic, what are you to do? Do you go to the big family dinner? Do you accept that Friendsgiving request? And how do you decide?
Before you can accept or decline a Thanksgiving invite, it's important to figure out how to stay safe.
On November 11th, the U.S. CDC updated guidelines for holiday celebrations. The takeaway, in-person gatherings pose varying levels of risk. Long indoor gatherings with a lot of people pose more risk than short outdoor shindigs with a select few.
Another factor, the number and rate of COVID-19 cases in the community of celebration. In most states, up-to-date statistics on case numbers and community spread can be found on the area's health department website. We have the latest information on KSAT.com.
And if you do opt in, you're going to want to know what you're getting into.
Some of these questions include how frequently have you come into close contact with people outside of your household? To what extent are you wearing facial coverings and maintaining a safe distance from others when you are out and about? And where outside your immediate neighborhood have you traveled in the last month?
So if you do opt to bail on the tradition this year, etiquette experts say it's a good idea to express your choice as a personal one. Say things like, I don't feel safe, or I don't want to endanger you.
But there are plenty of alternatives to getting together with family members for a traditional Thanksgiving celebration this year.
That's right. 2020 has been the year of virtual meetings, so Zoom Thanksgiving shouldn't be out of the question. But the important part is that you're being safe and keeping your loved ones safe as well. Guys, back to you.
Oh, now I get it. We've got red dress Sarah this morning.
Yes, there's 2 versions of me.
There are 2 versions of you. Just a reminder, KSAT teaming up with our KSAT community partners, SA Youth, for their Stuff a Stocking holiday drive. Right now through December 18th, you can help 650 students in their out-of-school time program.
SA Youth says a $25 donation will cover the cost of 1 holiday stocking filled with small toys, arts and crafts, and healthy snacks. You can also help out by donating wish items to the nonprofit, such as Play-Doh, markers, and stickers.
Can also help those in need get a new pair of shoes. Our community partners, SAPD and Zapatos, are part of that one.
If you'd like to make a donation, you can drop off new pairs of shoes at any SAPD substation until November 30th, or you can donate money online. You can find all this information on both events at ksatcommunity.com.
6:39, 49 degrees.
We have heard plenty of stories about meatless burgers as a healthy alternative to the real deal, but the reality is much trickier and a lot less simple. After the break, we will take a look at just how healthy those meatless options are.
6:43, nutrition, an important part of life and directly impacts our overall health and wellness. And the push for more nutritious options has moved to fast food chains.
Meatless meat options are already at Burger King and coming to places like McDonald's and Pizza Hut. But these options may not provide the key to being healthier.
RJ Marquez tells us about these newer options so you can understand what you are eating.
We have seen some brands take center stage in the meatless frontier, namely Beyond Meat and the Impossible brand. Many places are trying to build these options as healthier than actual meat, but the truth is it's much more complicated. According to the Lifespan Institute, a nonprofit health system in Rhode Island, there are pros and cons for each. First, if you're looking for protein, Lifespan says the two are comparable to one another, so you will not lose out on any benefits of eating protein. Meatless options are better for the environment. If your goal is sustainability, then the Impossible Burger or Beyond Burger is a better option. There are no animals killed, so they are suitable for vegans or vegetarians. Meatless products also have more fiber in them, which is a critical dietary need that many experts say Americans aren't getting enough of. And the substitution of red meat may have an added benefit, because red meat is linked to colon cancer. But these meatless options are still still highly processed. Lifespan says the ingredient list can be problematic, with the Impossible Burger specifically being criticized for its GMO soy content. The meatless options also have a much higher sodium content than fresh animal meat, sometimes more than 300 mg per burger. That's about 1/8 of the recommended daily value from the CDC. Lifespan says that overall, meatless options are neither a health food nor a bad food. The organization recommends the products in moderation, just like real meat products. They also give these final tips for healthy eating. When choosing red meat, look for the leanest options. Be mindful of your sodium intake on days you choose to eat meatless options. Consume real meat and meatless options in moderation. And remember, nothing replaces a diet filled with fruits, vegetables, and whole grains every day. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
I tried a meatless burger one time. I liked it, but I added salt to it, bacon, all sorts of stuff to it. It was fantastic with all that stuff on it.
Oh, of course. So you had bacon to the meatless burger?
I did.
Good
yeah,
job, Mark.
That's just how I roll.
There you go.
6:45. Let's check out traffic. Here is Officer Nick Solis.
Yeah, Mark, right now we are up to a great start this Monday morning. I mean, no accidents. If you're headed to work, expect a smooth ride. You got time to put gas, stop and get a honey butter chicken biscuit, whatever you want. Whatever you like, you can get. That's how good it looks right now outside. Just take a look at I-10 Impressa, like flowing smoothly. We got a stalled vehicle there in the right lane, but that's not too bad. 37 at Indian Hills, looking good as well. So things look good. Just remember, wear that seatbelt and get to work safely.
That may be a first, a honey butter chicken biscuit kind of morning out there.
Well, speaking of all those meatless options, it makes you want to have the real a honey butter chicken biscuit.
Well, I like the fact that usually Nick talks in generalities. It's like, hey, stop and get something to eat. Now he's got menu suggestions.
Yes, he does.
What's tomorrow, Nick? Or do we have to wait?
Tamale Tuesday.
Tamale
Tuesday. Okay. Wednesday? So we just plan the meal.
Yeah, just keep planning it, right?
Anyway, take a look at this picture. That's wow, just absolutely spectacular. And a windmill in the picture, too. I love that. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And equally as pretty is this one. And as you can see, sun's going to be coming up in about roughly 15 minutes or so. And got a lot of clear skies out there. 75 was the high temperature yesterday. That's after starting off in the low 50s right about the time that front moved through. And I think we'll stay maybe a degree or two below that since we've got a much cooler start this morning, going for 73, but right around low to mid 70s, close to normal, maybe a degree or two above that. Humidity is bone dry out there, and that's why temperatures have dropped down, because we've got the clear skies, dry air, and very light wind, all the three ingredients you need for good radiational cooling. Now, the humidity will start to work its way back up. Still nice tomorrow and starting off the day on Wednesday, but then it's really going to start to work its way back into the picture then as we go into late Wednesday and the latter part of the week. But another front's going to move through here on Sunday, and that's going to trim that humidity, and hopefully it's going to squeeze out a couple of showers around here on Sunday, maybe lingering into Monday. All right, Hurricane Iota, and this thing, just some of the discussions from the National Hurricane Center say in the past 24, 36 hours, the thing literally blew up out there in the Western Caribbean. Now, a very strong Category 4 storm, 155 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts to 175, and it is going to be making landfall sometime late today or early tomorrow morning. And storm surge, as well as the wind, the rain from this thing, is just going to be devastating down there right around Nicaragua. All right, temperatures around the area, around the country, I should say. Most everybody, except for Florida, has some nice fall and or kind of wintry kind of conditions out there. 13 right now in International Falls. The dividing line between the really cold air is right along here. So we did get a taste of it, but the cold stuff stayed up there to the north, and it's pretty much going to be staying up there to the north. As a matter of fact, we get this bit of a ridge building here, somewhat of a southwesterly flow. That's why temperatures will start to creep up a little bit going into the latter part of the week. Now, 68 degrees today at noon, sunny skies, and high temperature 73, normal 72, right where we should be. Good looking day, nice chilly start again tomorrow and Wednesday. Then temperatures will start to creep upward, a few more clouds, more humidity late Wednesday into the end of the week, and hopefully a couple of showers when the front moves through on Sunday, lingering into Monday.
Speechless. Speechless. Looking ahead, 1 week from Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, still a mild trend overall?
Right now it's looking about normal. So it would be low 70s, lows maybe in the mid 50s or so.
So either way, a nap's going to happen after all that turkey, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Cooler weather is obviously better. You can open the door and,
Unless you're doing like a prime rib with like a horseradish rub or something like that. Just let us know, okay?
It'll be turkey.
Okay, all right. Talking turkey with Mike Osterhage, only right here on GMSA. 649, 49 degrees.
All right, last month we had a story about people living in tents near downtown. Shortly before that story aired, one encampment at Main Avenue and Interstate 35 suddenly vanished. Tomorrow on GMSA, we have an update and we solve the mystery of what happened to them.
Outside with Live Cam, the news you need to know before you go on your Monday morning is coming up live right here on KSAT. You're watching GMSA.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, our ABC News exclusive with Michael J. Fox, the ever-resilient actor, opening up about one of his darkest moments, another health crisis that threatened to leave him paralyzed. And then the words of wisdom that helped him get through it all. You'll see it coming up only here on GMA.
What happened at a bar late last night is on the minds of San Antonio police this morning. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. It's also the focus of one of their latest investigations. They say a man who was standing outside that bar in the parking lot was shot by someone who passed by in a blue pickup. Witnesses reported seeing someone in that truck start firing after 11 last night. This was on Pecan Valley Road near South Cross. Police found shell casings in the street. They say the man who was shot was wounded in his chest, but they didn't know right away if this was a random shooting or if he was targeted. Now again, officers told us that that man was stable as he was taken to a hospital and should be okay. Reporting from Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Coming up today on GMSA at 9, a 20-story luxury hotel set to open early next year on the Riverwalk.
Our Max Massey is going to be live to give us a tour of the property and tells us when you can get reservations at 9, just after Good Morning America.
We are now halfway, or past halfway, for No Shave November, and I have a quick update for you. As of this morning, Team KSAT has raised $2,225.
Thank you very much,
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
On the leaderboard right now, I'm in first place with $760. Dylan Collier now sitting in second place with $400. And then we got a couple $100 for Marcus, Justin Horn, and the Maxwell Massey.
How much do I have?
See, Mike, you have $110.
All right, thank you.
Right.
I know I'm last. I gotta make a comeback.
$2,200 so far and halfway.
Yeah.
Thanks for
not
everybody
bad.
for donating.
So go to KSAT.com, type in No Shave, or go to the no-shave.org and type in KSAT. You'll find us. You can make a donation. Thank you.
All right now, just dealing with this accident. U.S. Highway 281 at Evans Road. This is the access road there at the intersection of Evans. Keep that in mind if you're heading that way. You know how stacked up 281 can get. Mike?
Thank you, sir. And there it is. Just look at that peeking right there, that little tab of sun. Oh, my goodness. Quick check on temperatures. We are at 45 right now, freezing in parts of the hill country. We're going to make up to 73 today, but I want to just go back to that picture because it's so cool seeing the sun just peeking over the horizon right there. And it will start to get a little warmer toward the end of the week, but beautiful fall weather.
Thanks, gents.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you after GMA.